Welcome to the Bondi Scrapper channel. It has been quite some time, hasn't it? In fact, I think it might have been 4 months since the last video because I lost my scrapping mojo and I was a bit busy doing some other things, such as travelling all over New South Wales, seeing the sites every 2 or 3 weeks and getting rid of some of that travel bug that had built up inside me. So I visited some amazing places throughout New South Wales. Warrumbungle Ranges, Orange, Turon River, etc, etc. Took the dog with us a few times. He was a walking trooper. He was like a little 4-wheel drive going through the bush tracks. And we're just skimming over here over some of the things that I'm about to take to the scrapyard because, hey, the clean out never seems to happen. We never seem to reduce the amount of crap in the storage cage here, and it's time to at least reduce it a little bit. So what do we got? What are we taking? I've got a heap of bottles and cans for the return and earn, 10 cents a bottle. Wahee. But when you get a fair few, you might get 10 bucks out of it, and that more or less pays for your petrol to go to the scrapyard as well, which is not far away from the recycling facility for cans and bottles. A bit of just plain old pressing steel, and there's some down in the box there too, hiding. Rip that out, take that with us just to get rid of some bulk. There's a bit of attachment wire. I'm not going to bother with that. There's not enough there to take. There's some stuff that I've been working on. We've got a bit of bare bright. We've got a bit of bits and pieces that I haven't worked out yet. Bit of brass. Love brass. For some reason, I like brass more than copper. Some low-grade copper insulated wire, which I believe is up above the $3 mark these days. Got some aluminium from some LED lights that some electrician threw straight in the dumpster. And I must admit, I just didn't even bother to try them because I thought, if you've thrown them away, mate, they must be buggered. It's more insulated wire. And there's more in there than you think, but that's a good bundle. Oh, look at that. Organised. Transformers. And there's about 10 kilo of the guys in there, I think. I'm just going to take them, get rid of them. Got some brass there I've got to measure up. I'm going to take about 10 kilos of that. Got a stack of Bare Bright. That has gone down considerably. I did a scrap run about 2 months ago. I had a mate with me who is totally the opposite to me. He is extremely impatient. Didn't make a video, and he insisted that I take like 40 kilos of Bare Bright, and we took about 10-15 kilos of brass, and we took some other stuff, and he was just go, and I'm just going, mate, back off, hold it, I don't want to get rid of all this now. Paying for it now because I believe copper's gone up another $1.50 since then, so there you go. I'm going to sort all this out on my scrapyard roadside scales that only weigh 8 kilos at a time, and then we'll have a look and see what's in the boot of the car. Oh, look, and couple of stove tops that I've been scrapping out. So there's the mild steel sheet off that. There's the I'm assuming they're cast iron, but the grills off them, whatever you call that. There's a cast iron sink there that's got to go. So yeah, hopefully we'll make some inroads and get a few bucks. See you soon. Well, here we are. Skoda's loaded up. Cans, plastic bottles, glass bottles. Heap of low-grade insulated copper wire, more friggin' bottles, more cans, bit of clean steel, heavier steel, the compressor, the grill's out of the cooktop that I got, the Bare Brights underneath that, more steel there, brass is hiding in there somewhere. Let's get to the scrapyard. Let's get to the bottle recycler. Oh, there's the sink. Look, pretty pink. That's of its age. 60s, I'd say. Anyway, let's go. So how did we go at the scrapyard? Well, you know, because I've been a bit busy. It's a week later. But on the 3rd of the 5th, 21. Oh, there we go. There's my finger, which I chopped yesterday with some side cutters. Well done. 3rd of the 5th, 21. The brass, $6, 10 a kilo. I had 10 kilograms, $61. That's pretty good. The Bear Bright copper, or Milberry copper as they like to call it, $10.85 a kilo. Holy cow, that's a lot. I had 14 kilos of it, $152 rounded up, $151.90 for the pedants. Insulated low grade, I had $3.60 a kilo, $2.60 a kilo this time last year, I guess it was, something like that. $2.40 is about what I expect to get. 10 kilograms, $36. And that fridge compressor, 65 cents a kilo. I've got another video that haven't released yet because I haven't finished stripping it down, but I'll tell you, at 65 cents a kilo, it's a lot easier to do it than trying to pull it to pieces and go through grinding wheels. $10.40 for that because it was 16 kilos worth and not very big. The other one that I've been pulling to bit is 65 kilos, so you can imagine. And speaking of the 65 kilos, a lot of this metal, so here we've got our steel, which I was hoping to get heavy melt on. I had a combination of heavy melt clean steel that was about 3 or 4 millimeters thick. That weighed about 50 kilos, I reckon. I had a whole heap of clean pressing steel, in other words sheet metal, and a bit of other clean steel. And I mentioned it to the guy. I said, this is all clean. So what did he give me? Light gauge number 1, which basically is the shred, and weird, $50 a tonne. Normally that comes in at $80, $100, sometimes $110 a tonne. So I don't know what's going on there, why it's only $50 a tonne, especially when I know that other places are paying big dollars. Not to worry, because at $50 a tonne, which is 5 cents a kilogram, it doesn't make a lot of difference. So I've got $3.25 instead of about the $7 that I was expecting to get. No big deal, because there's the bonanza. Good money there, and that netted me $262, which isn't bad considering that the minimum wage in Australia is $23 an hour, I think, if I remember rightly. And so that's like a bit more than a day's work, I guess, or about $260 is about a day's work for most people. And yeah, I probably put a day's worth of work into it, but it was nice to get back into scrapping again. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. No driving, no scenery, just the facts, ma'am, as they used to say on Dragnet. And like, subscribe, all that if you're not already. And I'll see you later. Have a great weekend. Bye. And P.S. the cans and bottles, $25 worth. So that was pretty good too. Bye.